Officer Brian Gosselin of the Whitehall, New York Police Department.
I can hear stuff, branches breaking and whatnot.
Trained his service revolver on a huge, hairy creature one summer night in 1976.
Please support this channel by subscribing and leaving comments.
That's where I saw the creature in 1974.
It was just looking at me, and I was looking at it.
But there was a number of people from these 3 different agencies. Hey, you're not alone. You're not crazy.
To see something like that, you wouldn't go chasing it.
Although I think it's more than a legend.
I couldn't imagine anything being that large.
You're dealing with professional police officers. You're not just dealing with one, you're dealing with a group of them.
Officer Brian Gosselin of the Whitehall, New York Police Department.
I can hear stuff, branches breaking and whatnot.
Trained his service revolver on a huge, hairy creature one summer night in 1976.
It wasn't a man in a monkey suit. It wasn't a bear. It was a creature that doesn't belong here. But there were too many law enforcement agencies and people involved. I mean, a lot of us saw it.
Hundreds of eyewitnesses claim to have seen a strange creature in this mountainous northeastern New York State area. They describe the creature as a large, hairy man-like animal that is unafraid of people.
That was some bear, wasn't it? He looked back and he said, you know that wasn't a bear.
You could tell the whole impression actually had toes.
7, 8 feet tall. Kind of conical shaped head, almost no neck, very long arms, red eyes, usually.
But there is more here than just eyewitness reports. Physical evidence has been collected as well.
This is a hair sample.
Evidence which has never before been scientifically examined. And now, for the first time, may shed new light on this old mystery. Cryptozoologist by profession, and driven by her own mysterious encounter, Autumn Williams travels the world.
Thousands of people can't have seen something that doesn't exist. All we need is proof.
Sometimes at dawn, or the edge of dusk, there's a fleeting glimpse of an impossible sight.
Do you have it?
Get it. I see it.
Michael!
What's the range?
The sightings are real. The technology, cutting edge. Are you ready for mysterious encounters?
You didn't see how scared I was.
Camera number 1. All the bait was gone.
Based on eyewitness reports, these creatures seem unafraid of vehicles.
Why it came towards me, I have no idea.
Can our camera-equipped ATV provide us with our own documented encounter? We're here.
Autumn Williams is a nationally known cryptozoologist and field researcher, a specialist in the search for as yet undiscovered species.
Monsters are my life. For over 13 years, I've investigated reports of unknown animals. The Encounters team and I are on our way to Whitehall, New York, to discover the truth behind terrifying tales of huge, hairy, two-legged creatures living in the shadows on the edge of town. Whitehall is nestled in the forested foothills of the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York, far away from the glare and noise of the big cities. The past is never forgotten in Whitehall. This sleepy village still dreams of glory days before the paint peeled from its grand Victorian homes. But monsters turned dreams to nightmares, and when the creature came to Whitehall, no one could sleep.
There's definitely more to the story.
Like I say, I was in shock, I think.
It shook me up.
Say, my body did more than shaking.
One of the most compelling stories came in 1976, when police responded to a call of a large, unknown creature. Former Whitehall police officer Brian Goselin's encounter is hard to ignore.
So I understand that you have a pretty compelling story to tell us?
His amazing story when mysterious encounter.
I think the town was split. Some people were sort of laughing it off as some sort of a hoax, while other people were very serious.
Think we're last, man. Just keep on going.
Whitehall is a small village 230 miles north of New York City. Many residents, including local police, tell of having seen a hairy, 6 to 8 foot tall, upright walking creature. Sightings in the Whitehall area began over 400 years ago. In 1603, French explorer Samuel de Champlain, discoverer and namesake of Lake Champlain, encountered similar stories of hairy giants. Like the explorer Champlain, public ridicule over the seemingly unbelievable claims is an all too familiar scenario.
Up to this point, I didn't come forward about my sighting because of my employment positions.
Members of my family, they thought too, and heard it, but and they denied it after.
Concerned that other people would call me a liar.
I think a lot of people are in denial about this.
I know what I saw.
I really believe in it.
I know the Whitehall creature exists. I don't need anybody to prove it to me.
In 1976, officers from 3 different police departments responded to a citizen's report of an unknown creature. But when Officer Brian Goselin of the Whitehall, New York Police Department confronted the creature and trained his service revolver on what appeared to be a huge, hairy, man-like creature, only his training kept him from pulling the trigger.
These creatures do exist. I know what I saw. It had long hair on its arms that hung down. I didn't notice a nose. I didn't notice ears, not even a chin. It had a big neck like a football player. Hair on top of the head seemed shorter than the rest of the hair on the body. I would say more human than ape-like. You're not playing games. No, my brother Paul and a friend of his, Marty Paddock, come in from out in the country while I was on duty and stopped at me saying they had seen some kind of a weird creature out in the A Bear Road. The way these guys are wound up and whatnot, I suggest somebody get in here and get out there. I'm off duty, so appreciate it. Somebody getting in here and getting out there ASAP.
10-4, we're heading out there.
09313.
What is it, Tommy? You see it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's behind the bushes there. See it? There it is. You see it?
Yeah.
It's pretty big in outline here from what I can see. Now it's going away from us, whatever.
Yeah, what the hell is it?
My God, it's big.
I'm gonna put a spotlight on it.
See what I see?
I have no clue.
Between the lights of the vehicles and the spotlights they had, it was pretty well illuminated. And I got to see it bring its paws, hands, whatever you want to call them, up and cover its eyes like it was in pain, like it hurt. Turn to the left and proceed to leave. They all said it wasn't a bear, it wasn't a man, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I can't see it now. It's down in that valley.
Nobody's gonna believe this one.
Well, I know I saw it.
My whole life flashed before my eyes in the sense, should I kill it? I did consider shooting it, but then the repercussions, if it was a man in a monkey suit, I'd have killed an innocent person.
Former Officer Goselin was not the only witness to the Creature of Whitehall. Officers from 2 other nearby police departments also claimed to have seen the creature. Yet the disbelief and ridicule still linger.
If you don't want to believe me, that's up to you. God bless you. I don't hold it against you.
They weren't there, I was. They can't tell me what I did and didn't see.
The general consensus of disbelief in an unknown animal roaming the woods of Whitehall does not deter my investigation. I can't imagine why the story was swept under the rug, but I intend to find out.
Goselin's testimony is compelling, but even more important, in 1983 another local sighting produced hard physical evidence at the scene.
Yeah, this is a hair sample that was collected from the Rutland site.
Local investigator Paul Bartholomew has kept the unexamined evidence, which may support eyewitness testimony of a creature in Whitehall.
Right off the bat, it kind of looks like nylon, like it might be a synthetic fiber.
There were tracks found in the on a gravel road right next to the site. There were some castings made about 30 miles from here. So if you'd like to take a look at those.
Yeah, let's see those.
Very good. These are the castings from the 30 miles from Whitehall. This is from the September 20th, 1985 sighting. 3 castings were made of 6 impressions in a gravel road.
I want to get the DNA kit
Sure,
and
absolutely.
see if we can extract that hair out of there and send that off. That's interesting. Because both ends are embedded in the plaster, that means that it was there at the time that the cast was made, and it's been there that long.
And this is the other sample that was taken near the golf course.
There's a couple of different colors of hair in here. It's really short and kind of bristly. I'm wondering if maybe it's bear hair.
The most important evidence may have been locked away within the plaster cast for nearly 2 decades. It's hard to believe that after all these years the hair was still there, both ends still embedded in the plaster.
Could this physical evidence provide the answers to decades of questions? Experts will have the answers later in the show. While the hair and cast evidence is intriguing, the Encounters team hopes to gather new evidence near the location of a recent sighting. They will need some specialized tools for this rugged country. Galen Reich from Recreatives Industries in New Rochelle, New York, may have the answer. A high-powered all-terrain vehicle called the Beast.
This is a very rugged vehicle. It's got 6 wheels. All 6 wheels are powered. It floats. It's an amphibious vehicle, so you don't have to worry about the water getting too deep. You can go into a swamp or a marshy area with confidence. If the water gets too deep, the vehicle just starts floating. The wheels will paddle it along at about 4 miles an hour, and if it gets shallow again, the wheels just grab bottom and keep moving along.
All right, we've got our custom-made mount.
The Beast will be armed with 2 infrared AquaView cameras, which will record any creature that might cross its path. The halogen headlights are also fitted with an infrared film, boosting the camera's capacity to see in the dark.
And we can monitor it with that one. We'll actually see what's going on.
The cameras are wired to a video monitor in the vehicle, so the team can drive in complete darkness.
The red headlights provide other benefits as well. Not only does it prevent disruption of our own night vision, but we hope it will give the illusion that the vehicle is leaving rather than approaching, allowing wildlife a false sense of security. And the Beast will make it a lot easier to deploy the motion-activated cameras in these dangerous swamps.
Put the other trap right over by the bait.
Sure is quiet out here.
The equipment is in place, and the team is ready. The hunt for the Creature of Whitehall begins.
All right, batteries in.
Hunter's team is near Whitehall, New York, a mountainous area located about 230 miles north of New York City. They are looking for a creature countless eyewitnesses describe as large, hairy, and man-like. Decades-old hair and footprint evidence has been collected and will be sent to experts for examination. But the Encounters team is looking for more evidence and has set a high-tech trap in the hopes of collecting proof of their own.
Great shot.
Brian Goslin is our most compelling witness.
It's very remote out there.
Hopefully, his previous experience will lead us into the path of the creature. That is, if this rain ever lets up.
About the thermal camera.
I know. Thermal camera would be great. I thought, no, Brian, tomorrow night, if it's not raining, we ought to try this again. We could come out and bring the Beast out here again with these game collars and bring the thermal camera next time. I'm gonna hit it again, okay? Did you hear the movement in the brush over here?
Yeah, I did.
To our left?
Yes.
Someone's walking over here. Over here. Yes. There are 4 steps. Perfect steps right over here.
I'm hearing that.
Oh
Let's head back.
Oh, we're not going anywhere.
I'm telling you, something has come right around. I've listened to him walking right behind us. It was just like a person walking, put it that way. I heard it come from over here, all the way around the back of us, just like something's coming around us.
The crunching footsteps are heard by the entire team, but without the thermal camera available, the downpour hides whatever was lurking around them.
It still amazes me that for so many years the news media ignored the kind of evidence I may now possess.
Trying to set up our live shot here for our 10 o'clock news, and that thing weighs so much, it just dug itself a trench.
Tell me what happened here.
To try to get hard evidence.
Good stuff.
There's so many incredible stories from perfectly credible people.
Hi, Tiff. Got some cues for you.
Is that right, is it?
There's been talk of a large, hairy creature roaming the woods of Whitehall for years. Now a crew from the Outdoor Life Network is trekking into the woods, setting up cameras and gathering evidence.
I just hope they keep an open mind until the evidence has been examined.
For a second night, calls of a fawn in distress are blasted into the forest. With a night-piercing thermal camera, they hope to see the creature that was heard the night before.
We're gonna do a circular. We'll scare it toward down, and hopefully tears them guys in two pieces and not us.
Already soaked.
Keep it going.
Oh, there's something back there. Oh, there's something back there.
Yeah, she's dead.
I don't have any idea what that thing was. It's gone now.
I don't think that's the same creek we crossed earlier. No, totally different. You think you know where you are? I have no idea.
This stuff is deep. I don't remember coming this way.
Team 2, this is Team 1. Do you copy?
Yeah, we copy. Go ahead.
You guys get anything?
We're soaking wet. We walked about 2 miles from our original starting location, and we're in the middle of the woods.
It's 4 in the morning. What time is it? 5 after 4.
The team knows something is taking the bait at the motion-triggered camera traps. But what?
All the bait was gone, so I rebaited it, and we're on our way back.
Team member Doug Hychek decides to use a predator call in hopes of eliciting a response.
Every time you turn that on, it does something.
That's wood knocking. God, that is freaky. What the hell is that? I'm kind of getting freaked out now. I don't get freaked out too often. What the hell is that?
While the source of the wood knocking never revealed itself, Hychek was left pondering whether he had just had a close encounter with the Creature of Whitehall.
Being in the woods alone, in the dark, is a vulnerable place to be. My senses are heightened. Every shadow, every movement, every twig snap could signal an impending encounter. Oh, God, why didn't I bring a radio? I fight to keep my nerves steeled, but I can't stop hearing witness Brian Gosling's voice ringing in my ears.
I'm hearing it coming close. I can tell it's coming closer to me by the sound that I'm hearing when it's walking.
Did you guys hear me screaming? I
We heard a bunch of coyotes.
Yeah, I heard those too, but
Those coyotes were close.
I know, it scared me. But whatever this was, I mean, it was breaking huge branches. It was paralleling me. Can you help me get this thing off, please? Oh.
Feel a little better, does it?
For the past 5 days, the Encounters team has attempted to collect evidence to either support or refute the existence of a strange beast reported around the Whitehall, New York area. Reported by countless witnesses from as early as the 1600s, it is described as a large, hairy, man-like creature that is unafraid of humans. Autumn Williams and the Mysterious Encounters team set up hidden motion-activated cameras and recorded hundreds of hours of tape. Unfortunately, the cameras did not capture any images of the Whitehall creature. The most compelling evidence was a footprint cast in 1983 by local investigator Paul Bartholomew. The plaster contained a huge surprise, an embedded hair. For the first time, the cast and hair sample are examined by scientists. Dr. Henner Fehrenbach is a retired scientist from the Oregon Primate Research Institute. Fehrenbach's job is to see if the hair sample supplied actually belonged to a known primate or some other animal.
The many short hairs collected at Whitehall have a substantial cellular medulla. They're unpigmented near the base and tapered to a much more pigmented tip. This combination of characteristics indicates that it's probably carnivore hair and possibly belonging to some cat. A short fragment was pulled from the Whitehall footprint cast. Without a root and without knowing its length and appearance over the full length of the hair, it's virtually impossible to assign it to any known species.
The plaster casts were sent to fingerprint expert Jimmy Chilcutt. Chilcutt has fingerprinted every known non-human primate and should be able to tell us if the dermal ridges or fingerprints are real and what animal made them.
The ridges on this cast are human. The texture and the ridge flow pattern are consistent with that of a human foot.
We're still puzzled by the sound encounters we had. The credible witnesses we met, not to mention the walking and knocking sounds in the middle of the night, were chilling. It's these mysterious encounters that drive myself and the team to continue our investigations in yet another location. Perhaps the answer to this mystery lies just around the next corner and down the highway.
If you're enjoying all this rare and unique content, please show your support by subscribing and leaving comments.